Alrighty, welcome to Blackrock Mountain, specifically Blackrock Depths. Now, would this one make a Mythic Plus dungeon? We are, again, in the updated version, so sorry for all the classic players that are looking at this and going like, but this isn't what classic is. Well, I get it, but at the same time, we're not really talking about classic. We're talking about Mythic Plus. And we are not off to a good start. There is so much to this dungeon that we are just going around everywhere. Hi, Morgan's Militia. They don't seem to notice you at all. Oh no, you've all got diseases. Okay. Sweet. Look at all this stuff. Cool. That honk sound, of course, is it telling me that my Dread Plague has fallen off? So if you want to learn how to make that honk sound using the in-game cooldown manager, there is a video that I made on that. So one thing we haven't really talked about with this whole can you turn these dungeons into a Mythic Plus is loot. And I mean, ideally any loot in these dungeons gets updated so that way it has better looks and possibly better procs or anything. But I was looking at this little thing, the Dragon Skull, and it's actually already very pretty, but it would look even cooler with, the whole 3D everything assigned. And you tell me any, Protection Warrior, Frost DK, Rogue, Vengeance Demon Hunter, and now Survival Hunters, Monk, that wouldn't enjoy, something where you get random little dragons that would come up and help you kick some butt. Because I would enjoy it. I realize not everybody, but, proc weapons are generally enjoyable. So, anything that brings that along is, a good thing in my mind. Of course, we're going to gather up all the loot because, well, we've got problems. There's another cell door. Who's in there? Shildinger. Look, man, I'm just trying to get to the Ring of Law. I don't need my dinger's shield. Okay. Oh, that looks like an entrance to the Ring of Law. Maybe not. Yeah, which brings us to the other problem with doing some of these. Where the hell do I go, man? I mean, come on. Like, this should not be what it is. And what it is for the time and everything else makes sense. I mean, like, if I was playing Classic, this would actually be pretty nifty. I mean, it was nifty. It has a point, and sometimes it is nice to go into a huge dungeon and just sort of explore, and that was the feeling that matched the era. And all told, if they still had, or I mean, you could possibly do it as a mega dungeon, or, something else. Not sure what else. I mean, I kind of wish they'd do, massive mega dungeon type things, only make them for like Tin Man. Like, oh, I've seen a lot of people talk about how World of Warcraft would be better off with, Tin Man raids or bring a Tin Man raid in. And I get that, but I would like to see Tin Man mega dungeons. things that maybe if you're good enough, you know, you split the raid up and you take, you know, 2 bosses at the same time while you're going through it. Maybe just something where you've just got to fight so much. You know, you're going through and you are just doing your absolute best to kind of hold on, and you've got a big group. You got a few more friends than when you've just got, you know, 4 buddies in a Mythic Plus. And it's a little more low key, but you know, you can have a nice low key dungeon rewarding, you know, heroic level gear that's still hard, that still has things that maybe you only need 1 tank, maybe you need several tanks, you know, all that sort of thing. Okay. I think that's it for the rule of law, or ring of law anyway. We don't need no laws. We're rebels, anarchists. Okay. You know, so yeah, I mean, so far all the dungeons that I've been through, even just talking about them, I think they've been like 4-minute videos. I think I'm already at 4 minutes and we're barely nowhere here. Okay. Oh, don't need to go that way. It is nice that they have the map now, because they used to not have the map, and that was really enjoyable for the exploration factor. So, yeah, I mean, here we are in this spot, and I mean, that's a lot of trash, but honestly, there's so much trash. God, I use the word honestly too much. But there is literally so much trash in here that just this section here, like they could have you spawn here, come here, go here, end up here. That would be a whole dungeon right there. You know, you're dealing with this trash, you're getting there, and then you're heading back. But speaking of loot, they've got Force of Magma. Like, again, we haven't had a weapon that's chucking fireballs in a long time, and if it's not going to have any secondary stats, you can make it hit pretty damn hard with those fireballs. You know, and then here's this room where, again, you could put another boss if you wanted to. And I'm not saying that these dungeons should go away again, and I certainly did enjoy the remake of this that they did for the time walking for the raid. That was a lot of fun. I think I still have the... maybe I deleted it, but I'm a trinket hoarder. So there was the trinket that they had once ages ago, and I was holding on to that for a while. Let's see here. Go down here. It's the Black Anvil. The Black Anvil is where you would have to go to forge stuff out of dark iron, make dark iron ingots back in the day, which was a nice touch. And oh, I think it was Dragonflight, they had altars of corruption that you'd need to get to make certain potions. Again, another nice touch. But nice touches can sometimes be a little superfluous in modern WoW. And that's not to knock on them. It's not even a knock on modern WoW. It's just to say sometimes things are different and times change. To quote Garrosh, I suppose. So it's not that big a deal. It's just, you know, that things are sometimes different than we wanted to. Oh, there's Phineas. Where's Ferb? He was a boss and I got a death grip him, and that's fun. Okay. Yeah, they definitely need to update these looks somewhat. That is a lot. Like if they ever do a classic version of time walking. Gosh, we just went through it, and I can't remember what it was now in my terrible, tiny little brain. You know, Legion, time walking? Time whatever? Yeah. Whatever it was that Legion had, you know, and that Missa Pandaria had. Remix. That's the one I was trying to say. You know, if they ever remix Classic, which really I'd enjoy if they did. I think that there's a lot of potential and fun to be had there. Please, for the love of God, update the graphics to modern World of Warcraft standards, because that is, I mean, this all's a lot, right? Right? That's a lot. I mean, that sword isn't too bad, but those shoulders, this axe, come on. They can certainly do better, and Lord knows they have. So, just give us something a little hotter. I very much doubt anyone's wondering anything about how I picked out which dungeons to do when, and the answer is they were whatever was closest while I was farming lumber. Because, you know, housing is a thing now. And maybe, well, honestly, I wish I could just sell the lumber. I would much prefer to just sell the lumber. Okay, there's a guy around here somewhere, I think. I need a target. Yeah, this whole deal, like, coming in here as a Mythic Plus, you'd have to have so many wings. It would just be so much easier overall if instead you could come in as like a 10-person deal and really just enjoy kind of going around, make it hard enough that, you know, people are going to want to not split the group up, but easy enough that if they do, they've got a hot dang minute before they run into, you know, true problems.
I'm out of range.
Pyromancer Lorgrain, and he's a Tauren. Well, I think that's Girl Tauren. She's a Tauren. Does she know the grain of lore? It's a wand. Yeah, those boots, not very booty. Let's see, where does this lead me to? Oh, outside of the Ring of Law. Okay. Like I said, I am so lost in here, and that really doesn't work super well for something like a Mythic Plus. And I know that there's plenty of people that do get lost in Mythic Plus dungeons. Not knocking you, I love you all. But at the same time, so much of Mythic Plus is just press W, you know? Okay, I gotta get to the Grum Guzzler. Is that the Grum Guzzler over here? Ride our horsey. Horsey. Nope, it's just the way around. So. Yeah, little Warlock Gateway skip tech right there. Except not, because, you know, again, this is just a lot. Like, there's a lot to go through, a lot to get around. It's so easy to get lost. Already lost. So, let's zip on around. I'm having fun with this, but boy howdy, you do feel like a bit of a jackass just sitting in your room talking to yourself as you're trying to record a silly video. Let's see, where does this go? Just past the Grim Guzzler. That sounds wonderful. You know, that's not so bad, being able to just take a little shortcut to where you need to be. That's pretty dang handy. The Chamber of Enchantment.
I need to get closer.
Oh no. Your reign of terror ends now. Okay, yeah, look at this. It's a headpiece that you can channel health into mana.
That bag is
How
full.
many healers do you know? Because I know several, really, that would love that as like an oh crap button when they run out of mana. Like, think of all the ones just doing Mythic Plus and they're just running out of everything. And their mana's going down and they just have no real choice, and then they just get the option of like, oh well, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut loose and, you know, turn my health into mana. You know, an arcane mage, you know, giving them an extra way of just sucking up mana again. Not the end of the world. It adds some dynamicism to the game, because that is definitely a word. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and find my way to get to these guys and to the Grim Guzzler and deal with all of these everybody. I mean, that is a lot, folks, and we all know it. So we're just gonna keep going to the end. Your bondage ends now, Doomrel. How many are there? There's supposed to be 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6. Oh, there's 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
It's too far away. I need to target something.
These poor guys, they had no idea they were so, you know, clawing shadowsable. Okay. Oh, I actually do like this mace. It's a good one. That helm, though. Oh, organs and helms. That is a look. Oh, that way. Yeah, that goes into the Firelands. Or, well, Molten Gore, but, you know, same difference. Just go down here. I mean, like, between here, here, and here, possibly, or just even here, 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 that would actually be a pretty good Mythic Plus dungeon. But the full thing, like, these old raid instances, or, well, I mean, technically dungeon, but you could run them with 10 people. They are nice in some ways, but they have a lot going on. A torch. That's a torch. Okay, cool. Light them up. Let's go find another torch. Yeah, I kind of like how they redid this for the anniversary dungeon. There's a torchbearer. Bound to be out here somewhere. You know, just bearing torches, living their best life. At least until a Death Knight rolls along. I dedicate these to Arthas. Even though by the time I officially became a Death Knight, he was dead. Okay. Good lord. I do feel like they did Arthas kind of dirty in Shadowlands. It made sense, but a little dirty. Because really, Shadowlands feels like it should have had just one more raid to it, you know? Like, Sepulchre ended where it ended. Oh, there's a Flamekeeper. But it could have been a little better if it had ended with Anduin at Sepulchre, because that was an amazing and fun fight. And I loved, oh, the Star Guy. Do raids. Classic. No, we're going to go to Shadowlands. Sepulchre. Yeah, Rygalon. I loved Rygalon, especially tanking him as a blood DK. Oh, that was so fun. I think I once tanked him down from like 5% to 0 on Heroic, and I am nowhere near skilled enough to be tanking towards the end of a mythic raid, but I can handle a regular Heroic just fine.
Inventory is full.
Inventory is full. Man, that's the saddest thing in the world. Well, we don't need this tooth. Yeah, so I'm not good enough to tank at like a mythic level, at least in-game mythic level, but
I need to get closer.
I am good enough to tank heroic for sure. In that fight with the blood DK, that was just a good time. Oh cool, I've got a dark iron chandelier. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah. Nifty. Yeah, like rings are rings. That I might be able to sell. But weapons with procs, an interesting helm that you can sacrifice some of your health for mana. That's not bad. Radiant Remnants. Yeah, we'll hold on to them. Not sure about holding on to the emergency health stone, but maybe. We don't need these candies. God, Blizzard holidays are such a great way to fill your bags up with crap. Alrighty, so that is good old Blackrock Depths. Um, Not a good choice for a Mythic Plus dungeon. Sections of it could be, but overall, the whole thing would be it would need like a 2-hour time limit. You know, doing a plus 15 Blackrock Depths and nobody knows where the hell to go. You can see that just happening, right? Um, yeah, it'd be terrible. It would be the hottest of garbage. But as you know, the raid that they redid, it's not too bad. Alrighty. So, as the drill goes, like, comment, subscribe. God, why am I even saying this? I'm just doing these because I feel like getting crap out of my brain. But have a good one, and can't be with the one you love the one you're with.